An obvious advantage of the Pocketbook Color is that it obviously runs color. And what this means is not only books and cover art and images and so many other things can be really taken advantage of, but something we don't really focus on too much in the e-reader world, at least the average person, is manga and graphic novels. You can see here this has the full ability to run PDF, CBR, and a bunch of other formats. Because Pocketbook is a very international friendly company, they offer a lot of format support, and you can see here we have a free comic that this is to be considered a graphic novel more than a manga. Manga is mostly has more of a Japanese spin, so Naruto, Dragon Ball, One Piece, stuff like that. But this is beautiful looking. It's very, very nice. It fits to screen by default, so that's all very good. And you have a lot of options here as well. So you have fit to width, fit to page, and you can even column it. This one's not good. We'll just touch on it for a second. Why we don't like this one is because it segments everything off and it doesn't really allow you to really know where you are on the page. So you can see it zooms into a level that it's just not really that comfortable. So it goes 1, 2, 3, 4 on the page like that, and it's really just kind of hard to deal with. So we recommend just keep it simple, keep fit to corners, fit page, and when you do that, you get an absolutely great experience on the screen. It looks fantastic. It's also these files are very big. They're hundreds of MB, and this is handling it quite well. Now, because it doesn't have guided view or anything like that, you can't double tap a cell and go into it. All it really does is think you're tapping the page or trying to do a page turn. You do have a couple more features, however. You can go back to settings, and you can go over here, and you can go clip margins. You can do automatic or manual. You can show things like the pages, the status bar, pages left until the end of chapter, and this is really cool. You can actually change the weight, the brightness, the saturation, and the midtones, respectively, with these little anchors. This is really cool because not a lot of devices allow you to do that. Obviously, if you go to the extremes, it starts looking terrible. If you make a mistake, you just press the little zero out. But this is really cool because you can add a little bit more depth to something that maybe you can't see, or darkness, or up the brightness if you're reading something very dark and very gloomy and maybe, horror related. You want to up the brightness because it might not be visible to you. But this is really nice because you have this customizable adjustment. You can go piece by piece like that, or you can use the slider bar. If you ever make a mistake, you just press the zero out. That's really cool because this, obviously, having these levels of customization really help drive the manga and graphic novel experience home. Something else you might have noticed on the bar is note. You can actually take notes on the comic, which is really cool. Off camera, we are bringing in a capacitive stylus. Because this doesn't have any Wacom layer or anything like that, you have to use a capacitive stylus. It's the same as your fingertip, it's just if you want that pen feel. So you can click on the scribble tool here, and you can actually draw on the comic, and you can erase what you've drawn. Now, there's nothing to the extent of layers and all that and colors. I mean, that's all in the note-taking experience, which we have done a separate video. And because this is live rendering, it's actually really slow. So I wouldn't really recommend doing too many inputs on the comic itself. Because this has a web browser also, you are able to view things on the internet, of course. And with that comes your favorite websites that may have online readable comics. These are comics that are just basically hosted on the website. You don't have to download, you don't have to install any application or anything like that. These are just some comics that are on this website, for example, questionablecontent.net. So as long as you have the ability to go to any website that may have graphic novels and manga and comics that are available, you can view them with this device. And for all you manga fanatics out there, this does run manga as well. So you can go ahead and put any sort of manga you want on here. And it does have all the same functionality because it's running the same application. Now, because this isn't running Android or the ability to sideload in apps, it's going to use the default application that they have designed into this device. So it is what it is. You do have the ability to pinch and zoom as well. And really, this is the only opportunity you can actually go into A2 mode, so to speak. Because this device doesn't have a system-wide A2 mode, it relies on you pinching and zooming to go into that faux A2 mode. Now, it does take a long time to render when you go into this A2 mode, so I wouldn't recommend using it. And typically, because manga is made simulating the actual size of a manga anyways, you don't really need to go into A2 mode, pinch and zoom, and find your zoom level. We found that mostly it's to the correct enough size that you can just read it as is. And if anything does have any sizing issues or formatting issues, you can simply go in and fit to corners, and then it goes right to the corner of the devices like so. Now there's one thing we want to show you before we wrap this up is rotate. Because it doesn't have a gyroscope, you have to choose the rotation yourself, but it is quite nice that they have that. But obviously for manga, it doesn't look the best in landscape because manga is built around being formatted in portrait. It's actually quite small now. So you just go ahead and rotate back, and you can choose any rotation you want out of the entire 360 degrees. Manga looks best like this. You're supposed to be holding a manga like that, flipping through pages, etc. This doesn't have any fast page turn speeds or anything like that because it is a mid-range e-reader. It's not a high-end $400 device, and that's the beauty of this, is that you're getting color at an impulse buy level. It's only a $200 device, and you're getting this level of color. It's quite amazing to see this. Graphic novels look beautiful, manga looks beautiful, there's a decent amount of customization. There's a lot of customization when it comes to changing the saturation and the brightness and the darkness. That's all very impressive about this device. If you guys want to see anything else on the Pocketbook Color, let us know. But for now, this is the manga and graphic novel experience. For GoodyReader.com, this is Peter.